Hey guys, this 2024 election prediction is between Donald Trump, the former president, and Kirtsen Gillibrand, a senator from the state of New York. So Kirtsen Gillibrand would win the state of New York. This would be an election where the Republican and Democrat are both from the same state. However, of course, it's a solid Democratic state, so it will go to Gillibrand. These are solid states for Trump. These aren't going to change. And remember, 2024 is not going to be a blue year. A blue wave year, right? So, let's get into it. States like, states that Hillary Clinton won in 2016, many of them are going to go to Kirtsen Gillibrand. Like, Nevada, I see going to her by a lean margin, probably less than 2.4% in the margin of Hillary and Biden. But also states like New Mexico, Colorado, I see staying in the Democratic column, not ready to flip. But I think Trump could win Alaska, probably by a likely margin. But Arizona, I see flipping back into the Republican column and probably by a lean margin, just because of the administration's unpopularity. Same goes for Texas. It'd be likely. But Latinos, African Americans, I don't see turning out too hugely for Kirtsen Gillibrand. And, even suburban moms, I don't see turning out that much for Kirtsen Gillibrand. Florida, this might surprise you, but I think Florida would go to Trump by a likely margin, a bit more than 5%. I think Trump could win this state by. I know that's very surprising. I also think Georgia, because of Kirtsen Gillibrand's lack of popularity among African Americans, I think Georgia would flip back into the Republican column. I think North Carolina would stay in the Republican column, again by a lean margin. West Virginia would be solidly for Trump. I think Indiana might flip into that solid column. And Iowa and Ohio, of course, would be likely for Donald Trump. And I think that Minnesota would go lean. I think it would go tilt for Kirtsen Gillibrand, really. I don't see this as an area where she is going to do too well. Wisconsin, I think, would go to Trump by probably a lean margin. I think Pennsylvania would go to Trump by a lean margin, again, just because of the administration, Biden and Harris's unpopularity. But Virginia, I would say, would go to the Democrats by a lean margin. But Michigan, I think it's going to have to go to Trump by a tilt margin, though. I think this would be an extremely close state. But New Hampshire, I think Gillibrand would just hang on to just by a tilt margin. I think this would be very close. And then in Maine, Kirtsen Gillibrand will win by a likely margin. Sorry, I'm not doing districts. So Trump wins with 205 electoral votes to Gillibrand's 233.